Today is November 30th, and today's quote is entitled, Becoming Sincere. We've been talking a bit about sincerity, and this quote teaches us how we become sincere. We've also talked about this a little bit before. So can we be sincere immediately? Prabhupada said we can immediately be sincere. Indeed, sincerity is the only way to properly and successfully engage in Krishna consciousness. So we had mentioned this a few days ago. Prabhupada was asked, how do we become sincere? And he said, become sincere. And so today in the quote, I'm just making the point that sincerity is not a step-by-step process. First you do this, then you do that. But sincerity is a free will choice that we make to engage purely in devotional service. And this is something which is very simple but very profound. Because a lot of times, because we're conditioned souls and because we need mercy to advance, we don't always feel that we have control of our desires. We don't always feel that we have control of our mind. We don't always feel like we have control of our decisions. But the fact is, we do have control. But when we don't take control, then we give control to the modes of nature. And that's why we feel like we don't have control. So both things are true. Krishna has given us a little bit of control, and we can exercise that control. We can make the right choices. We can decide to be serious devotees. We can decide to be casual devotees. We can decide not to be devotees. We can decide we can be intentional about becoming Krishna conscious in this life. We can be sincere devotees, trying wholeheartedly to serve Prabhupada without any motivation. We can become mixed devotees. We can become completely enamored by material energy. We can become completely caught up in the mode of passion. Work, 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 get ahead, make more. We can become caught up in the mode of ignorance. Everything's too difficult. Why try? I give up. So when we allow ourselves to be affected by the modes of nature, that's when we feel, or why we feel like we don't have control. But the point of this quote is that if Prabhupada's saying how to become sincere is to become sincere, if we reworded that, we could say Prabhupada's saying you choose at every moment whether you or not you want to be a sincere devotee. As we said earlier, another day, it's not a question of how advanced you are. If you're more advanced, you're more sincere. But sincerity is your intention right now to serve Krishna purely to satisfy him and to satisfy Prabhupada, to satisfy your guru, to satisfy the Vaishnavas, without any desire to exploit, enjoy, take advantage, control, manipulate, or take advantage of the resources that come to you and not utilize them properly. It is simply and purely the desire to serve. And we have control of that. It's amazing. We actually have control of that. But as I said, if you allow yourself to be influenced by the modes of nature, then you give up that control. And then, when we give up that control, yes, then we'll say things like, I'm not in control, I don't have control, I can't make those choices. So the fact is that when we allow ourselves to be influenced by passion and ignorance, making those choices is more challenging. If we remain in sattva gun, making those choices is quite natural. Sattva gun is more of a place where we have freedom to control our minds, our focus, our senses, our intentions, our choices, our decisions. It's much easier in sattva gun. Sattva gun is that place where we're not being pulled so much by our lust and greed and desire, or we're not being pulled by lethargy and various anarthas that handicap us so much that all we can do is kind of dream about being something but not actually do it. So one way to look at this quote is to say that if we want to be sincere, there's going to need to be more Krishna conscious activities in our life. There's going to need to be more sattva gun in our life. Because from that position, we can make those choices to serve Krishna with the right motive. We can make the choices to do things that will purify. So there's also one more point I just want to end with. That last point I made, choices to do things that will make us more Krishna conscious. Sometimes you might say, well, I can't just choose to be Krishna conscious. I can choose to be sincere, but I can't just choose. Right now, on a scale of 1 to 10, I will be at a 10. I can't choose that. But I can choose to intentionally and sincerely and with effort and energy wholeheartedly engage in the processes that will eventually bring me to a 10. So we have to make that distinguishing factor or reality. Yes, you can't just be as Krishna conscious as you want, but more or less you can focus your energy and intention on the practices that will make you Krishna conscious. That much choice we have, that much decision-making power we have, that much willingness we can manifest. And so that's the important point.